don't forget to subscribe for more reviews. Please also like. Thank you.
I don't know what's real anymore. I've opened up the door to know.
Hello there everyone, this is Tom, and today we have the privilege of taking a look at Mechfanstoys Assault Soldier's Mech Soul 01 from their Lost Planet series. This is their version of a Legend Scale Springer. So, front of the box, side of the box shows pictures of mechs and things. Bottom of the box has product shots and some, I guess that's Chinese, I can't read it, I'm not really sure. And the back of the box has product shots. Alright, so let's crack this thing open and take us a look at what all's in the box. Empty box. So you get your instruction sheet. Okay. And you get, this is what comes in the clamshell. You get 2 swords, you get the Springer figure, 2 guns, a little mech suit, a gun, 2 little robot pinchy arm thingies, and the case that lets you put the soldier, the little mech guy in. So, I will open this up and we'll take us a look at it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to take a look at is this little mech soldier guy. Now, understand that there are absolutely no references to him whatsoever in the instruction sheet. So please bear that in mind when I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, I think this is how this goes. Okay? So, right off the bat, you can see he's a little green dude. There's a place right here for if you wanted to put a faction symbol or something on it. He has 0 paint, and he's just a little guy. There's no head articulation because this opens up and you can put a figure in there. Arms are on a hinge right here and a ball joint right there, which lets it go up, forward, all the way around. It'll rotate, gives it a bicep swivel right there, only it's at the shoulder, and the wrist can rotate. How interesting. Okay, his legs, they're on T-jointed ball joints, as you can see. Lets him do a full 360. Yes, he can do the Chinese splits, or that was the American splits. And yes, he can do the Chinese splits. So this little thing is pretty posable. Let's see. There is a knee joint, but it is very, very tight on mine, the pin is. And the foot can go up and down, and holy crap, it's got a rocker. So this guy is extremely posable for what he is. He's a little back heavy, but he's extremely posable. And you just saw me. I had him standing a second ago. I did, really. Alright, there he is. So, he has weapons, and he has 2 of these, which will plug into his shoulders here. There's a little peg right here in a port. So these go in just like this to give him shoulder cannons. Okay. Now, he's got this rifle, which is single cast. It's got some detail. No paint whatsoever. But he can hold it. I say that. I've had him hold it. Get in there. There we go. See, no problem. And I think this is a 3mm port, if I guessed. And then he's got 2 of these little grabby things. And as near as I can figure, these things are designed to go underneath. And I say that because he's got a port here and a port here, and they just kind of line up to give him claws. Works for me. They're a little bit of a pain to get back out, but it works. And he's got 2 of those. Now, additionally, you get this thing, which is his carrying case. Alright, and it's just a carrying case. It opens up, and you could put him in there. It's got some molded detail in the back there, and yeah, it's okay. Now, there is this piece that comes in the box, and the instructions make no mention of this piece whatsoever. The only place I have found to be able to get this thing to work is right here. So this is one of those, I'm not sure, but it goes there, so we're going to say that's where it goes. I mean, what do you do, folks? You gotta do something, right? So, tell you what, let's transform this guy right here and put him in his little prison. Now, I say transform, but it's more kind of, we just kind of compress him. Oh, before I do that, I think we need to do a quick scale comparison before I transform him. Here it is next to Spike that came with MP10. So if you had any thoughts of maybe putting Spike in here, yeah, forget them. It's just not going to work. He way too big. You can't see. He way too big. So yeah, there he was next to Standman. There he was next to Spike. Okay, and here he is next to G1 Gears. If I can get his stuff to work properly. There we go. So he's smaller than G1 Gears. Okay. And just to be sure that we know exactly, he's coming in at 2¼ I would say, shoulder to shoulder, 1.5 inches. Alright, so now that's size comparisons. Let's put him up here. Let's see, this is back section here is on a slider. You slide it all the way up. And I remind you, I have no instructions, so if I get something horribly wrong, I'm sure somebody will let me know. Take the feet, push them forward, like this, and we've just kind of squished him. Alright. Oh yeah, that's right, these go to the back here. And remember, that's what that hinge is for, is so that you can do like this. Alright, so let's try this. That might not be it. Nope. It's got a peg right there that goes into this little port right here. And at this point, it's just a matter of maneuvering the arms in the appropriate manner to be able to get them to line up the way that they're supposed to. And I'm pretty sure it's this simple. Can't be. I'm doing something wrong. Oh, that's it. I gotta rotate them around. Yeah. Yeah, like that. Okay. I think that's right. Yep. And then we just close it up. Just like that. Now, it would have been nice if his weapons had pegged on here, or, you know, they could have gone somewhere, but I can't seem to find any place to put them. I mean, I guess you could shove them in here and, you know, just kind of force them to go, but just to, you know, kind of keep them out of the way. I mean, I guess you could. Get in there. Get in there! Let's see if I can be successful with this little experiment. Oop, don't be that way. Don't be that way. I was successful in getting all of the weapons in there. Okay. So, yeah, you can store them, you can hide them, you can do what you need to. Tell you what, why don't we go ahead and go from here and get into the Springer figure. And here we are looking at the Springer figure itself. Initial impressions, he's built fairly well, at least plastic feels okay. This is smooth plastic right here, and this feels kind of rougher. And I think that's okay. Let's see here if I can get in here and maybe show you guys the face sculpt. It's not bad. He's got some metallic blue for the eyes, but they're so recessed you can't really see them. He's got some yellow here that could have used a second coat. A little bit of, yeah, that's gray plastic, green, olive green plastic, kind of lighter green plastic, more of that olive. This is gray plastic. They painted the back of his hands, which are kind of nice. And they gave him a little bit of silver down here for these vents. The back of the figure, he's got some sparkly metallic and some yellow. Yeah, he's not, you know, a horrible little figure. He's fairly decent. Let's take us a look at scale real quick. Looks like he's coming in at 4.5 to the head, shoulder to shoulder. This one will be easy. Just a little bit more than 2 1/4, and width-wise, I'd say he's 1 1/4 inches. Okay, now let's do some scale comparisons. Here he is with Mechfanstoys Galvatron, and they're kind of head-to-head looks like. So Galvatron's obviously thicker in the chest, but he's a different figure. Let's see. For you movie fans, here he is with a hunched over movie Bumblebee for some odd reason. Stand, man. Stand properly. Pretend like you're happy. Okay, there he is with that. And for you Classics fans, here he is with Classics Prime. And obviously that scale with the Classics Prime is not going to work, and neither is the Bumblebee. Let's see, do I have anything left? Here he is with Nemesis Prime. And he's just way too big for a 3.5 inch Hasbro. Damn it, Tom! Quit comparing me! I'm an apple! I'm an apple, damn it! Stop comparing me to oranges! Yes, Nemesis. Yeah, you better learn your place. Alright. Oh, and there was one comparison I forgot. Here he is with, I don't know if I can get him to stand. Stand, man! Stand! Here he is with Quick Strike, for you Beast Wars fans. So articulation-wise, the head is on a ball joint. You get some wiggle-waggle a little bit, up, down, back, forth. You can look up and down a little bit. The arms are on a hinge, and I'd say there's a mushroom peg in there on that hinge, but it gives a full 360, nothing in or out. There's a ball joint right here for your elbow, gives you 90 degrees, also acts as the bicep swivel. The hands are on a mushroom peg, as you can see, so you can turn those all the way around. I'm sure that's something they did for transformation. So he can do like this if you really want him to. He has a waist swivel. It's a little limited, but it is, I mean, that's what you get. It's more of an impression of a waist swivel. I mean, you can cheat it a little bit and get a little bit further, but you're not really supposed to. Now, if you bend him at the hips, he can go all the way down like that. Okay, T-jointed ball joints for hips will, if you do it right, get you the Chinese splits, but you are not going to get the American splits out of it. Let's see, you got a mushroom peg right here, which gives you your thigh swivel. Knees can go all the way back if you want them to. Let's see, and the foot, you can just kind of completely break the foot. It'll go up, down. It's on a ball joint right there if you can see it, and then there's this hinge here which will let it come in a little bit. Well, I guess that's okay. Let's see here. That's about it flat-footed. Okay, and that kind of represents his articulation. So there was one thing that I forgot to do before I finished his articulation, and that's show off his weapons. He comes with two of these swords, and they're different sculpts. One's a left and one's a right. Not that that really matters. And of course they're going to open up and make his blades. He can hold it just fine. He also comes with two weapons, and they're exactly the same. Just kind of grayish plastic with some molded detail, and it's got that little thing right there. So he can hold that as well. No problem. Okay, so let's transform this guy into his car mode. First port of business, we need to rotate these this way, and then rotate your hands. Rotate this way, so that the pin is furthest away from his abdomen. That's the way I remember it. Then rotate his hands, because this is going to be the outside of the car. Now, we can open up his chest here, push this little bit down on the, oh, I forgot a vital step. No! Rotate his head. There we go. Now push this down, right in there, so that it sits like that, and his head's just kind of right there. Pull up front of the vehicle here, and it doesn't snap into place. I was kind of hoping it would, but it doesn't. It just kind of stays there. So, and that's fine. Now, we come back here to the legs, pop this open a little bit, rotate the foot up, and then we can just kind of collapse the leg in. Alright, so we're going to do that again. We're going to pop that open, we're going to rotate that foot around, we're just going to collapse the leg in like that. We can bring them together. There's a pin and a port right there. They just kind of snap in place like that. You can go ahead and bring your pieces here back up like that. Just put them right like that. Now this little lip right here is going to go into this groove right there, that little cavity. So holding it together, oh, and it's got clips right there. So holding it together, we just kind of put it right there in place. We take our hands here, and they just kind of go down like that. And we take our foot here, and it comes up on that hinge and just kind of sits like that right there. And we got to do that twice here, so like that. And that represents his car mode. That's how you do it. That's it. Ow. In this mode, it is approximately from tip to tip we'll say 4.5 if we go all the way to here. So side to side, looking at just a little over 2 inches, and height wise, an inch. Now you can take his weapons here and they plug on some way or another. I've seen it done. It shows it in the instructions. Yeah. And I'm sure smarter people than I will tell me what I've done wrong here, and that's fine. But we're supposed to go kind of sort of similar to that. Okay. Now let's transform him into his airplane mode, and that's actually pretty simple from this point. What we do here is we take our little car here, we bend this forward, we bend it again, and there's a port right here and a tab right there, and that tab looks kind of big, so I'm not sure if that's the right configuration, but it's kind of got to be. Okay, so that goes, it does, it works just fine. I guess we'll rotate our fists around so that the green part is up like that. Okay, so let's do that again. Rotate our fist, bend it at that double hinge there, and just kind of pop it into place. And now you've got the front of the helicopter. Come back here, bring these down. These are on a double hinge. Put them together, and there's a port and a pin. So yeah, do that. Okay, and that kind of turns him into his base helicopter mode. And we take our little guns right here, and we just plug those right into his hands, just like this right here. Okay, and there's only one last thing to do. That is to take one of the blades and open it up and hook it right there, and it doesn't really spin that freely at all. But yeah, there he is as a helicopter. Easy peasy, right? Okay. So in this mode, he is, let's take the guns out because when we're measuring him, let's take the guns out. In this mode, the tip of his tail, you can't see, the tip of his tail comes to right shy of 6 inches, so I'm going to say it's 5 3/4. Width-wise, he's 3 and a, you can't see, hang on a minute. Width-wise, he's 3 1/4. So you can believe me here. He's 5 3/4, and height-wise, it hasn't changed at an inch. So let's do some comparisons real quick. Here it is next to Bumblebee. Okay, and Classics Ultra Magnus. He's a little shorter than Ultra Magnus. He comes to about right here on him, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. And just for shits and giggles, here it is next to a Dinobot. Okay, I think that pretty much covers the Mechfanstoys Springer. What would have been really nice would have been if there was some way to connect this so that he could carry it. I mean, I guess you could find some way of maybe getting it. Ha! Look at that! Look what I just discovered! Sometimes you just don't know, you know? It would have been nice if this propeller had been able to turn, but, you know, hey, he can now transport his mech carrier. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool that they did that. I like that. I actually do like that quite a bit. Alright, I think that's a good spot to end this review. Thanks for watching. And now, to answer the burning question on everyone's mind, how does the Mechfanstoys Assault Soldiers Mech Soul 01, their Springer, scale with Metroplex? And here you can see Springer in the hand of Metroplex. He is your standard legend scale, so that works for me. At least that works for me anyway. It may not work for you, but alright, thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching my Papa's channel. Please subscribe and like. Thank you.
Vitamin John. Operators are standing by.